might remember Elisha Cuthbert from movies like The Girl Next Door and House of Wax, but for most, that's about it. With a rising career just 10 years ago, Cuthbert was predicted to be one of Hollywood's hottest up-and-coming actresses. Now fans are left to wonder what she's been up to these days. So why won't Hollywood cast Elisha Cuthbert anymore? TV trap. Cuthbert's acting career began at the age of 14 with her breakout role as Megan on Nickelodeon's Are You Afraid of the Dark? She played the same character steadily from 1996 to 2000, which resulted in her earning lead roles in small movies like Dancing on the Moon and Time at the Top. While none of these films were received very well by audiences or critics, the added experience helped pave the way for her to grab her most recognizable role as Kim Bauer on the hit television show 24. Cuthbert probably couldn't have foreseen it would still be her most recognizable role 10 years later, especially once she ditched the series after 3 seasons to focus on her film career and was met with middling results. Girl Next Door. In 2004, Cuthbert played Danielle in The Girl Next Door, a young retired porn star who moves in next door to an average high school senior, ultimately changing his life forever. The studio hoped it would be a huge hit, somewhere in the vein of Pretty Woman and American Pie, but that wasn't the case. The movie didn't exactly flop, but it wasn't the breakout hit Cuthbert might have hoped for to catapult her into big screen relevance. Then House of Wax happened. In the humdrum horror movie, Cuthbert starred as one of a half-dozen teens trapped in a wax museum that turns real people into statues. The film wasn't a flop, but like Girl Next Door, it wasn't anything to write home about and didn't help to establish Cuthbert as a must-have for movie roles. Bad Company. Paris Hilton, who also starred in House of Wax, was the very definition of famous for being famous and hobnobbed with a host of celebs whose reputation she'd sully with her notorious nightlife antics. And that included Elisha Cuthbert. The two bonded on the set of their movie, and Cuthbert joined Hilton's party entourage, even appearing in the music video for Paris Hilton's song Nothing in This World. Given Hilton's reputation for ranking tabloid presence above her resume, though, that wasn't the kind of kinship that would help Cuthbert advance in the biz. The flops. Soon after House of Wax was released, Cuthbert's next film, The Quiet, hit theaters. In this dramatic thriller, she played a cheerleader whose social life was ruined by her parents' decision to adopt her deaf cousin, bringing to light some dark family secrets. While the role was certainly far from the typical hot girl persona she was used to playing, critics and audiences dismissed the pick, and it made back just 1/3 of its low production budget upon release. Her next film, Captivity, received even worse reviews. In the little scene pick, Cuthbert played a model, stalked and kidnapped by a sadistic psychopath. The movie tanked at the box office, was labeled torture porn by critics, and was nominated for a Razzie in 3 categories that year, including Worst Horror Movie and Worst Director. And Cuthbert was nominated for Worst Actress.
Thanks for the lesson.
Cuthbert eventually went back to taking roles on television and found that the small screen scene wasn't as welcoming to her as it was in the 24 days. Unhappy endings. In 2011, Cuthbert was cast as a ditzy runaway bride on ABC's Happy Endings. With several similar comedies premiering on other networks around the same time, the show wasn't exactly a star maker. While it did earn a cult following, the show was canceled after just 3 seasons. She was then cast as a young lesbian who decided to have a baby with her male best friend in NBC's One Big Happy. But the show was panned as a Three's Company ripoff that delivered too many damaging stereotypes to survive.
How would I do on the lesbian market? I don't think I've ever been appraised. You did good. You're really good.
The program was canceled after only 6 episodes were aired. Leaving Los Angeles. After Cuthbert spent time frequenting the club scene with Paris Hilton, she expressed her feelings toward being young in Hollywood in an interview with Women's Health magazine and said she didn't feel like she quite fit in. She told the magazine, quote, "For a long time, I was naive about who I was surrounded by. I got caught up in the LA scene. Not that they were bad people, I just couldn't ask any of them to drive me to the airport." She notably started focusing on her personal life, spending more time with her then-boyfriend, Canadian hockey player Dion Phaneuf. The two married in 2013 and now choose to split their time between LA and Toronto. While being away from the spotlight has its health benefits, it's also had a negative effect on her exposure. How she can turn it around. She has done a couple of Canadian films, including Goon, Last of the Enforcers, the sequel to the well-received 2012 hockey comedy Goon, and she stars as Ashton Kutcher's adorable ex on Netflix's The Ranch. She's hardly earning placement on producers' speed dials these days, thanks to her series of letdowns and separation from the limelight. But these new developments might just mark the start of a new direction for the girl next door. Here's hoping she can turn it around soon. Thanks for watching! Click the Nicki Swift icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love, too!